Welcome back to Real Estate Radio with Damon Gettier of Damon Gettier and Associates Realtors, powered by Real. I'm Brett Sharp. Damon's right here with me. If you want to reach out to him or his people, go to listwithdamon.com. That's listwithdamon.com. So Damon, last segment we were talking about closing costs. Let's talk about how much time it takes to buy a house, sell a house, buy a house, because we get a lot of questions about that. How long does it take to sell a house, and what's the process?
So that's going to depend on how you sell it. And so if you do the typical real estate way of listing a house, the call comes in to us today. What we prefer to do, call comes in today, we gather information, we do our research, we meet with the client, figure out what needs to happen with the house. Much like a car, I create everything in cars because it's another big purchase. Most houses need to be detailed, cleaned, freshen up, paint, do the bushes, put in mulch, stuff like that. However long it takes that to happen, and we can help you with people to do that. Let's just say that process took a whole week. Call in, meet with us, you get all your freshening done in a week, which would be pretty quick, but it can be done.
What's a normal month, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Depends on the house. I know.
It depends on people.
Okay.
It depends on people and the motivation. It takes anywhere from a week to 8 months. It really does.
Oh, geez.
It depends on people's motivation level and their willingness to do it.
Okay.
I can tell you that not doing it costs you thousands. So if you do that, then we do photography. Photography, we have professional photographers that go out and do the photography.
Is she one? Christina?
No, she's my videographer.
Oh, gotcha.
So
she's videoing us right now, by the way.
Yeah, she's videoing us right now. She's my videographer. And we have a photographer goes out, photography of the house, and then everything gets ready. So everything on the back end gets ready. We have a staff at the office that's putting in the MLS, that is getting the websites prepped, it's getting the photos prepped, it's getting the description done, all that type of stuff.
There's a lot that goes into it that people don't see.
It's a lot of behind the scenes. Like, we wrote it out one time, and I'd have to find it, but I think the steps on getting your house ready, like the individual steps, like 178 steps.
Wow.
To getting it ready. It's just a lot behind the scenes to getting it ready.
And by the way, isn't it true that what you could do for probably hundreds of dollars will make you and save you thousands in the long run?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
To
prep your house.
That. But there's also, anytime y'all have any questions about this, reach out to us, but also go to our YouTube channel. YouTube channel, we go into depth on all of these topics.
Okay.
I think last time I checked, there's 1,200 videos there.
Dang.
Yeah.
You've been busy.
Christina's been busy, and her crew have been busy. But yeah, we got about 1,200 videos there, and it tells you through the entire steps, everything you need to know. We can go and list your house and everything. But for the radio, you meet with us, and then we give you a to-do list at the house. Let's get these things done. Do the photography. We try to go active on a Tuesday. And the reason we try to go active on a Tuesday, that's my goal in life, is go active on a Tuesday. I don't want to go active on a Friday.
Okay, I'm really interested as to why.
Why? I want serious buyers looking at your house. I don't want everybody that has nothing better to do on a weekend to go in your house, because that can preclude someone that is interested from getting in your house.
Okay.
Nosy neighbors always want to come and look at your house and everything. And they got a friend that's got a realtor or whatever, and if you're scheduling showing and you're trying to schedule them and a real legit buyer can't get in because there's a nosy nobody getting in, or somebody has nothing better to do but then go look at houses on the weekend, it can preclude a serious buyer. I want a serious buyer. My job as a realtor and as a listing agent is to get as many steps in your house as I can. I want qualified steps. Same as you. You don't want to leave your house for somebody to come look at it to find out that they were never interested in your house.
Yeah,
they
right.
just wanted to see what you did on the inside.
Yeah.
And so my job is to get as many qualified people in there as I can. Not as many people, but as many qualified people as I can. And I find that if I put it active on Tuesday, I can do that better. And the reason Tuesday and not Monday is Monday, we are not prepared because my staff doesn't work Saturday and Sunday. And so, I need Mondays to make sure we have, sign and lot box install people that go out there, that install the signs and lot boxes in the yard. We have a process for everything. Tuesday works best. Wednesdays, almost as best, okay? I don't like going active on Fridays.
Well, I have questions about the Saturday, Sunday thing.
Yes.
So if I want to see a house on Saturday, your agents don't work?
No, my agents absolutely work on Saturday.
Oh, you're talking about the other staff?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the staff, the in-office staff, the hourly and salary people aren't working. My agents work 7 days a week. God bless them.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yep.
So back to the timeline. So I come to see you. You do the 178 steps. What now? So length of time, and I know this varies, and I know there are variables, but you do the 148 steps. I've I've taken the time I've taken, let's say I've done it in 2 weeks. I have prepped my house. I've done the mulch and the painting and all the other things. Then what?
Yep. So now we go on the market.
Okay.
We're on the market. And so now it's going to depend on when we met with you, how our conversation went and how we're going to work together on this. And what I mean by that is this. My goal is to sell your house at a price and a timeline that's agreeable to you. That all has to happen in accordance with the two biggest things in pricing a house, which is what a buyer's willing to pay and a bank's willing to loan. And so if you want to price your house at 3, and we just had this happen, friend of mine, and if you listen, love you, buddy. So he said, hey, run comps on this house. He does the same thing I do. He buys, sells houses, okay? And he said, hey, can you run numbers on this house? So Allie and I, we run numbers on the house. We're like 325.
Allie's his wife, by the way.
Yep, my better half, my definitely better looking half. And so we say, hey, 325. And he's like, great, awesome, let's do 350. What part of 325 did we not understand? And he said, 350. I said, okay. So put it on the market at 350. And
it sat.
Guess how many people looked at it the first week? None.
Oh, yeah.
And what amazes me, let's do a side check for a second. What amazes me is a seller, because it's their house, cannot figure out what it's worth. But I can guarantee you every buyer out there knows what it's worth.
Yep.
And every buyer knows what it's worth pretty much to the dollar.
Yeah.
Okay? And then another week goes by, and I think 2 people looked at it in the first 2 weeks. And this is in a really good neighborhood. Okay? This is a really good neighborhood. One of the most desirable neighborhoods in the area. And it sits for another week. 2 offers. I mean, two lookers. That's it. And so he reached out. He said, well, what do you think it is? I'm like, I don't know. Maybe that 325 we talked about. So we lowered it 325 and sold it in 2 days.
Is that right?
Yeah. Well, the thing is this, is we want to sell your house as much as possible, but we can't sell it for more than the market's going to bear. And
right.
The market consists of what the market is. And I was talking to a neighbor yesterday, and I was like, who's they? Because they gets in my way all the time. It's always they. They said, they did that. It's the market. And the market consists of what a bank's willing to loan, what a buyer's willing to pay. That's what the market is, okay? And the market for the house was 325. If you price a house above market, it's going to sit. If you price a house above market, you will not make as much typically as you normally would have made, because he adjusted quickly. He plays this game. He knows this game. He's good at it. He will listen to me. He was trying. He was hoping. He took a swing. It didn't work. He lowered it. If Ed had sat on there for 60 days trying, by the time we lowered it, then people, when they saw it lowered at the appropriate price, would think something's wrong with the house.
Yeah.
They would have been like, that house has been on the market for 75 days. There's something wrong with it.
See, but I think that's important. I think managing expectations. You have, for the last 20 years, tried to manage my expectations.
Yes.
When we were getting ready to sell our lake house, I said, prices are going up. I want to start it here. And you went, nope, start it lower. And you said, the chances are there's going to be multiple offers and they'll drive it up. And I know that market dynamics change by the month, but you just managing my expectations. I think people typically are pretty proud. They're a lot prouder of their properties than what it may actually be worth.
Yeah, well, they have an emotional connection to it.
Which I did too.
They do. They have an emotional connection to it. And a lot of them are like, well, I did this and I did this. And I'm like, oh, I can tell. I can tell you did it yourself. Not yours. Yours was totally 100% professional. But a lot of people you can tell, like, yeah, you painted it yourself too. I can tell that too.
But also, one of the other things that you said to me that, and this is just knowing the market and being in the business for as long as you have and being the number one agent for home sales, is we got an offer on the house, not the lake house, but the other house that we sold. And you said, you take the offer that's on the table. Because I said, don't we need to wait to see if it's, and it was exactly what we were asking for.
Right.
And I said, but don't we need to wait for another offer? And you went, take the offer that's on the table. You want to explain that one? Yeah. You were right, but can you explain it?
Well, we always work the offer we have, not the one we want to have. And I mean, so every saying out there is a saying for a reason. You know, a bird in the hand's worth 2 in the bush. You know, every saying's the same because there's a reason for it. And we deal with the offer we have, because the offer that may come never comes. The agent that calls you and says, I'm bringing an offer, never brings the offer. They just don't. And when I say that, some do, most don't. There's one agent in town that very likable agent. I like the guy. But if he tells me he's bringing an offer, I pretty much know one thing. He's not bringing an offer. Like, I think
what's the purpose for? What's the reason for that?
I think he has intention of it.
Okay.
I think he has the intention intention. I don't think he's dishonest. I think he has the intention. I think his people were just excited, and he gauged their excitement as a decision, and it wasn't a decision. And so he thinks they're going to do something. He thinks they want to transact, and they don't. If you have a good offer and you sit on it, it goes cold. And what happens is this: everybody has buyer's remorse. Everybody in the world. You have a $300,000 house and offer $300,000, you don't take it. I'm like, well, why didn't you take my? I gave you what you asked for. You don't want to take my money. Why don't you want to take my money?
Yeah.
You're waiting for something better, and then I start resenting you as a seller, and then I pull back, and then even if you do accept it, now I'm going to be a jerk because you're a jerk because you didn't take whatever. And just like in your situation, what I told you was you wanted to wait another offer, but you had an offer on another house at the time that had another offer on it.
Yeah.
And if we had waited, we could have lost the one you had.
That's very true.
You were bidding against somebody.
Yeah.
The conversation you and I had was, well, what if I could get more? And my statement to you was, well, what if you lose this house?
Yep.
Because you were selling the house you were in because you wanted that house.
Yeah.
Not a house. You wanted that house. And if you had lost that house out of trying to squeeze an extra $5,000 out of this house, you wouldn't have sold this house then.
And by the way, what we bought it for is about half of what it's worth now.
Oh my God, yeah.
Now, we put a lot of work into it.
You put work into it, but could you imagine what we could sell that thing for?
Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. And that's the thing, is that you knew what our goals were. You asked me, what's your goal? What is the goal? And at the time, and again, I'm divulging a lot of information, but we sold 2 houses to buy 1.
Yep.
So if it wasn't for you managing my expectations, so that's the only thing I would say to the people listening right now. When you're ready to list your home, you want a realistic view. You'll give them a realistic view, won't you?
I will. And it's one of those things, and I'm glad you brought it up, because my job is to, and I think I alluded to it earlier, is to get you what you want as much as you can that the market will bear and hit your goals. Sometimes it's not just money. Sometimes it's situational. Sometimes, you need to sell this to accomplish that. And sometimes you take a hit over here to win over there, and it's my agents all the time, because, I've coached agents around the country before on running successful real estate teams and whatnot. And everybody wants a secret script. And my secret script's been pretty constant for 20 plus years. And that's just tell people the truth. Just tell people the honest, unfiltered truth, and tell them that in a manner, in a way that's not offensive. And people consume that very well. People like to be told the truth. I think it's become a rare commodity now, is just to hear the truth. And so that's what I try to do, is just tell them what the truth is. Soften if you have to soften it, because you don't want to hurt feelings and everything. I mean, if your house is ugly, your house is ugly. I mean, it is. So it's not the most visually appealing, but we're going to have to price it accordingly.
I appreciate the truth, and I appreciate that I always know where you are. I tell people all the time, they're like, so you really know Damon? And I'm like, yeah, he's one of my best friends. I mean, he's probably my best friend. And I'm like, so what's he like? And I'm like, he's got a hard outer shell until you get to know him. Meet the kids, and then you'll know Damon Gettier. I said, he'll shoot you straight. And that's exactly what you get when you deal with Damon Gettier of Damon Gettier and Associates Realtors, powered by Real. Here's how you reach him. Go to listwithdamon.com. That's listwithdamon.com.